because my dad, was a jazz player, and he knew Nat King Cole. It's a guy named Irving Ashby, who was Nat King Cole's guitar player. That was like my uncle. He wasn't really, it was my dad's best friend. 1966 and 67, he won the Playboy Jazz Award. His name was Irving Ashby, one of the most incredible guitar players. But, so my dad was in that world and told me a lot of stories about, blacks not being able to be in the same hotel.
How did that conversation come up? Was it just hanging out with your dad? Your dad's telling stories?
I heard it when they were talking. Just being a little boy.
So they're just they're just jawing amongst each other in your hearing.
But for me, when the world I grew up in Santa Monica, that was history. That was back then. That stuff didn't happen.
Okay.
The first tour I ever did, I told you, I was 17 years old, and I was in a country band. My dad let me go. I'd worked with the band in town, and I was the only black in the band, and I was the youngest probably by 10 years. I guess I could play very well, way before I got hurt. And it was a 2-week tour, and I was supposed to graduate high school when we left, and the guy asked my dad, I really needed. My dad said, okay, you can go, but you have to finish high school, do your diploma or whatever it's called when you get back, which I did. Anyway, we drive to Arkansas, Kansas. Coffeyville, Kansas was the first stop. We're late. I'm 17 years old. Had never really left California, my first tour. I'm all excited. We're rushing on stage. We're setting up. There's 6 of us. I'm the only black. Some guy walks up to me. He's down there, and he goes, hey, hey, and he's screaming, and I go, oh, can I help you, sir? And he goes, yeah, are you in the band? And I go, yeah, I'm a happy kid. I said, yeah, I'm in the band. I'm the guitar player. And he goes, oh, no, hell no. There must be some kind of problem. And I go, well, what's the problem? He said, boy, there's no blacks allowed in this club. And I went, because I'd heard about that shit. This is 1974. And I was shocked, because I didn't hear that in California.
You've never experienced anything like that?
No, now don't be wrong, I had, but not just bam.
Just right in your face.
A club, you could not play in a club.
Right.
Because anyway, the band leader comes over, Jade, who he told my dad he'd take care of me. He was like my second dad. Mm-hmm. He was a great guy, Jade. Still is, he's alive. But anyway, him and the guy start getting in an argument, and they're literally getting ready to fight. And we were supposed to be booked there for 2 weeks. So here I am at 17, and I'm going, what are we going to do? We just drove 2,000 miles or whatever, and So I broke them up. I said, look, guys, we can do something. We can figure this out. I said, what I'll do is, because I heard of this, and I had to do this when I was younger. When I was 15 or 16, I played in a couple bars. I had to go outside.
The fuck out of here.
And that's what I did. I told them, I said, I will go outside on the breaks. And Jay goes, James, no, I don't want you to do that. I said, Jay, I'll do it. And the guy goes, okay, that'll work. So for 2 weeks, I do the show. Then I go outside on the breaks and sit in the van. And
how do you not turn around and torch the fucking place at that point? Because seriously, fuck you.
That was my first experience as a touring musician. Day one.
That'll do it for this episode of the ABB Podcast. Don't forget you can subscribe to our full audio episodes on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or anywhere you find your audio podcasts. The full episodes, highlights, and our live off-the-floor performance videos can be found at our YouTube channel, and you can follow us on Facebook and Instagram at the AVB Podcast. Of course, you'll find links to our incredible sponsors and this week's guest in the description below. The AVB Podcast is part of the Border City Network. Find more great content at bordercitynetwork.com. See you next time, folks. Bye-bye.